Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have something fun that we're doing, and also hopefully a new series if I can stay committed to it. But yeah, I also don't know what to call this yet, so once I tell you what is happening, if you have any ideas, let me know. But basically, so if you don't know, I'm a crafty bitch. And I've been into making stuff lately, and I have lots of new things to share with you guys eventually. I'm trying to put together like enough pieces to make like a mini little collection thing, and then I'll probably sell them on Depop, or maybe have like a little, I don't know, maybe be part of some little show or something in Minneapolis. I have no idea. But I'm just trying to get like enough little pieces together to have a full course meal, you know? But aside of that, I am just trying to be more creative as of late. And I have behind me in this overflowing cabinet things that are like half projects, things that are just fabric, things I wanted to rework and never did, things I started, never finished, all that kind of good stuff. So I think with this series, what I'm going to do is just kind of dig through, see what inspires me, and then I'm going to finish a thing or make a thing or fix a thing or something. So yeah, let me show you what we're working with. So this is it right now. Yeah, it's a lot. So like originally I had like half done projects, I had like fabric, I had like clothes to rework, I don't know, but it's all just whatever it is at this point now. So yeah, and I'm trying not to buy, I have a lot of it obviously, and I have a bunch of it that I bought for way too much money at like Joann's and then like never used or whatever. So trying to be a little more efficient here with myself. But yeah, so, I don't really know where I'm gonna go with this right now, so I'm just gonna kind of dig through and see what is inspiring. Okay, I do remember this was something I was working on, and I don't remember what happened to it, or why I stopped. But I wanted to do like a really like celestial kind of thing with this gold, and then I bought like this sequin star fabric too, but I never got that far. Oh, I did start. I made some little boob holders for the top of like a bralette. See if I can find the other one. That was a lot easier than I thought. So I did actually start, and I made these, and that's all I got. And yeah, they turned out pretty good. So maybe we'll work with this. The only issue is that the tops are different points, and I don't really know how to fix that at this point. So I guess maybe we just cut down the taller one. They're the same size. Okay, they are. I've been really inspired by Disco Lemonade as of late. If you don't know them, look them up. They make all these crazy cool, amazing dresses. And so I've been inspired by them. So maybe I'll do something with this. Let's brainstorm phase now. Okay, so I found my inspo pick. So this brainstorm session is usually where I just go on to Pinterest, look at some things, and then sometimes I draw something really bad, and then I can use that. So this is gonna be my inspo pick for the top, because it's one of their more simple ones from Disco Lemonade, so I think I can do a similar-ish vibe, but obviously not copy them. But yeah, so it's simple-ish, right? Right, simple-ish. So here's what we're working that I got going on. And so all I really need to do is make a band for the bottom, right? And then add some eyelets on these sides to make them go around, and then I have to make these tops match somehow. I think I just need to cut like that, and I hope it's not ugly, and then figure out the top strap. So I think first I'm gonna add eyelets to this side, the sides, and we'll go from there. All right, so this is the eyelet thread stuff that I have. So this does not totally match this, but they're both gold, so fuck it. I ran out of this a long time ago, and I'm waiting for more to come because I bought gold and black, so just waiting on that. Anyway, so I'm gonna see how many I can do. Maybe 3. Oh. Okay, so one is a little bit smaller than the other because, like I said, this was a half-done project. So I think we're gonna have to do just 2 eyelets on each. So we can do that. We can do that. Okay, so that went well. So here's what they look like. Ignore the threads. So here's what they look like now. So I've got those together. I don't know what kind of ribbon I'm gonna use yet. I'm gonna see what I have and hopefully not buy something. Oh my god, my eyelash. Don't look at my eyelash. But yeah, so now we have 2 little boob holders. So that's good. I need to make a band for underneath still. And I'm debating if I want to do like one solid band, you know, like connected to both, or just finish them both off. But I kind of like the idea of doing a solid band, but I'm going to put it on the mannequin and take a look. Okay, so I think I do want to make a band that goes across like both bottoms of the boob holders. So I think I'm going to do something like this, right? And I'm not going to continue it because I'm going to have these hold it all in. So I'm just gonna make a small band, and so I can just do it in this gold, but I also thought it would be a good opportunity to mix in the star and moon pattern. But I hate sewing this shit, but also I bought it, so I have to use it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do like an overlay over the gold and just make kind of a thin little bar. Because now that I think about it, I could have made it thicker and then like extended this to go over that as well, and I didn't do that. So, making it thin it is. So now I'm going to put the 2 sides that I want to face out together, so the silky side and the sequin side, and I'm going to just sew all the way around and then leave a little hole so that I can flip it, or actually I'll just leave one of the sides open probably so I can flip it inside out. Holy shit, that actually went so good. Very surprised, very surprised. But anyway, let's see how it looks on here. Guys, this is seriously going a little too well. Like, something is bound to happen. And I refuse to think about it. But it's gonna take it. So this part keeps fraying, right? So that's my only issue. So I'm gonna glue it after everything. So if that corner looks a little messed up, because it is, but it won't let me sew it. So I'm gonna glue it with some E6000 and we should be good to go after that. But at least I can. But yeah, now I'm going to cut off this end of the band that overlaps, and then we're gonna reattach the eyelets on the side. We are looking good. Oh my God. Okay, there we go. We're looking good. So I'm gonna first attach straps up here to kind of go around my neck, because that way I can kind of try it on, move it around, do that. So I don't know if this is for sure the strap I'm gonna use, but this is just a thin black ribbon. And I might change it out later on. We will see. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of try it on and we'll go from there. Okay, here it is on so far. Guys, this literally might be one of my favorite things I've ever made so far. But we'll see. So now I'm gonna add straps to the sides here. So I have like this black cord, but I'm not really vibing with it. So I'm gonna kind of dig around, see what other ribbons I can find. Okay, so here she is on the mani. But yeah, so I guess I don't really need to try it on right now because obviously it's gonna fit. It's just gonna be tied up by a string. So I think for now I am gonna just use this black cord because I couldn't find anything better at the moment. So I'm just gonna lace it up so we kind of get the full effect. So that gives us the full effect, and she's so cute. So now I'm gonna look for some like embellishments and things that I can hang across. I want to find like a chain and stuff, so I'm gonna dig through my little pendant messy jewelry box. Found some good contenders. So one, I did find this fringe. It's not cut, so it looks all wonky, but that would be so cute and so extra. So maybe we'll come back to that. I did find 2 gold chains that I could potentially use. This one might be too heavy, but we'll see. And then this one was like a braided cord, but it looks like it can just come apart. So if I can find a way to attach it, that'd be nice. And then I also found this little moon charm, which is freaking perfect. And now I have to decide if I want it there or up there. I don't know yet. And then I also have just this little black stretchy cord that I think might just do the look fine. I found some beads, but I can't decide if I want to have like a bunch of beads and have it just be really maximalist, or just do like a gold chain and a braided cord and then the moon. So I'm gonna play around. Okay, so I think I decided that I like it just with the simple cord, and then I want to add the moon up in the middle here, but I think I want to spray paint it gold to match. So I'm gonna run outside, do that real quick. Okay guys, so I have pulled out some more fabrics for the skirt. So this is the gold fabric that I already had out, and then I also have the star fabric out. I'm gonna use that somehow. And then I also have this gold like velvet, like this darker gold, which I do have little panels of on here. And then I also have this little black and gold like net that I've had for so long from like a totally different project a long ass time ago. And so I thought I might kind of go with everything, but I'm not totally sure if I want to use it yet. And so for the skirt pattern, I want to do something like this. I'll put the inspo one on the screen here, because I thought it might be kind of not super difficult, because I can kind of cut like 2 triangle pieces like this, and then we don't have to worry too much about the waistband. We can just use the lace to lace it up on the sides. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of doing. And so I'm just kind of figuring out how I want to do it with the fabrics I have. And so I think I want to do the back piece with this gold fabric because it's a little bit thicker. And then I think I'm going to use this skirt as a guide. So this is just a skirt I have, but I think I wanted something kind of form-fitting because in the picture it doesn't really like flare out so much. And then I might try to add like some ruffles or something like that, but I think for the base of the skirt I want to use this gold and use this. And then I'm debating if I want to do the whole thing in that gold or do part of it in this, but I would probably need a lining for it. So I'm going to cut out what would be the back of the skirt in this and then kind of see how much I have left. So I decided it'd be simplest to just use the same fabric since I had enough. So I made one piece that is probably like 1/2 inch or so bigger all around, and that is for the back side because I got a booty. And then I made the front piece that I just modeled after the skirt that I was using. So now let me flip them around. For the front piece I used the hem that was already attached to the thing, or like already made on the garment I was using, so I don't need to do anything with that. With the back piece though, I do need to make a hem before I attach these two together, so I'm gonna just fold this over and make a really simple little hem on the bottom here. Alright, so this is the little hem I just made on the back side. So now I'm putting the two pieces together and I'm gonna sew both sides up until about here. So I'm gonna sew like this, and then like this, and then see where it starts to kind of come apart here. I'm gonna leave that because that's where I'm gonna put the eyelets, as long as it all works out. Okay, so I figured this would give you a better visual. Okay, so this is how the skirt will be, and so this will be the eyelets and stuff on the sides here. So just to kind of give you a visual of what it is, but it's looking pretty good, so I think we have a good base. I did already think about how I should have overlaid the star fabric before I sewed the two sides together, but it is too late for that, so we're moving on. Okay, so I have the eyelet trim placed, so I have it lined up with the corner so that when it flips, you know, it's on the right side after it's sewed. And then I also have it lined up here, and same thing. So I'm gonna do one side, make sure it all matches up, and I'm making sure to tuck it kind of as close to this thread as I can, because that way if they're off a little bit in length, I can just cut through the top instead, and then you don't have like a weird gap or something here instead. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew those and we'll take a look. Okay, so here's how the side is looking. Guys, I don't want to jinx it, but like this project is going so good. So anyway, this is how the side is looking. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew this side the same way, and I'm just gonna do the same exact amount of eyelets on here, and then we'll trim off any excess we got going on up here. Alright, so this is looking great. So now I'm just kind of deciding what like design elements I want to add to it. So I think I want to do for sure like a ruffle on the bottom here, but I can't totally decide. Or I want to do a ruffle up on the top, or like a couple ruffles, and I definitely want to get this stuff in there somehow. But what I've done so far is cut out this super long rectangle of this other gold fabric, like as long as I could. And so what I'm gonna do is make like a tube of it. So what I'm gonna do is make like a tube of it. So I'm gonna put the right sides together, and then I'm gonna sew this down here all the way down, and then I'll flip it inside out so that I have like a clean thing with no seam. Now I have this big long tube that I'm going to turn into a ruffle. But yeah, so basically I'm going to kind of find the seam and just kind of lay it out flat, and then I'll show you how I create it into a ruffle. And since this is so long, I think I'm probably going to put this around the bottom of the skirt, since I think it might be the only piece of fabric long enough to hopefully reach around the bottom of the skirt all in one piece. So I think I'm going to use this for that. So I've attempted this like one other time ever in life. So again, as everything, we're gonna see how it goes. Also, I'm a little sad to even do this right now because my machine has been working so good for like 2 days, and I'm scared that if I mess with any of the settings, it's gonna just fuck it up. But hey, that's the fun of it, right? Do a really wide stitch, and then a really high tension. My tension already sits pretty high on this machine, so just make it even higher. And we're gonna hope and pray to the sewing gods that this works. Okay, so when you get to the end, be sure to tie these strings so that you don't end up pulling one through. And now you see how here it's like really gathered, and then in other places it's not so much. So you're just gonna kind of, I think what you do, I could look up a tutorial, but I'm learning as I go. So you're gonna hold one of the strings from the side that you didn't tie, and then you're able to kind of pull that string and kind of pull the fabric along the thread to kind of maneuver it how you want. And now, since we made this fabric a tube, you have this nice like bubble ruffle instead of like a raw hem situation. Okay, I think it's like literally just enough to fit in the bottom of this bad boy. So I think it has to be done, right? Like, that's just what has to happen. Because I can make much smaller ones to go up here or whatever I want to do. I don't know what I want to do. I should have freaking overlaid nothing. It's too late. What's done is done. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of clip this I'm gonna turn this inside out, and then we're gonna clip this bad boy on and go from there. Okay, so I decided that this looks dumb when it folds over like that, and I really like the top of how the ruffle looks. So I'm gonna go on a limb here and risk everything, because this, if this fucks up, then this will be a bitch to unsew. So I'm gonna just lay it right on top like this, and I'm gonna sew along this my line here that I have. I do think that every sewer ever would probably disagree with me on this, but I hate clipping things. So sometimes I would just rather wing it, I guess, and risk my life instead. But anyway, so I'm gonna start at the seam of the two skirts here, and then for this I'm gonna turn my settings back to my regular stitch size, and then I'm actually gonna do a zigzag stitch because I want this to have a little bit of stretch. Otherwise it's gonna be really uncomfortable and tight around my thighs. I'm hoping that the rest of this project is like more fun and like a little less stressful. But this part is turning out good, but this part in particular is like feeling very stressful. Okay, anyway, let's try to sew this son of a bitch. I'll tell you what, guys, I had every right to be nervous about doing that, because I was like, damn bitch. I got it on. Yeah, when I say I'm an amateur, guys, I know nothing about the sewing machine. Nothing. I Google before I do anything most of the time, and that did not even help me this time. So anyway, got it on, and so this is what I have left. So I'm going to cut this, like the extra part off, and then I'm going to shove the tube into the other tube, and then I'm just going to sew it right down, and then hopefully my sewing machine can handle that. And then we'll move on to deciding what other cute little things we want to do to it. She did do it. Ooh, looks a little ugly. Okay, I'm going to cut off all the freaking strings and threads and stuff now, and then we'll take a look. Okay, you know what, guys? Partway through that catastrophe, I was like, what if it's gonna be ugly? What if the ruffle's not even cute? But you know what? The ruffle's cute. Let me stand back. The ruffle's cute. Okay. Okay, thank you. The ruffle's cute. And I'm glad we did the zigzag because, like I said, that it would have been really tight around my thighs. I'm working really smart this time around. So now, I gotta decide what else I want to do because it seems very plain and I need some more, like, fairy elements to it. Okay guys, so what I did was I took the star fabric and I took the gold fabric that I used on the bottom hem. Also, sorry, I have like acne stuff on, so ignore that. Crafting time is not cute time. But so I took those two fabrics and I made two ruffles out of them for the top part of the skirt, and then I sewed those ruffles together. And it went fine because the only thing that really fucked up my whole world was using that zigzag stitch. But I don't need to this time. So I made these, so I stuck them together, of course, and then sewed the tops together. And so I think I'm gonna put it up at the top right up here, and I'm just trying to figure out how I want to attach it because I kind of fucked up a little bit and like I have like this shit sticking out. So I'm debating if I want to just attach it and then cover that piece with like some bias tape or something at the end, which I think is gonna be what I end up doing. but I think that that is going to look really cute and add just a little something to it and add in that star fabric somewhere too. So I'm going to go ahead and just sew this, and I'm going to just use a straight stitch because this doesn't need to stretch that much because it's not going all the way around my body like this is, if that makes sense, hopefully. That stitch just about gave me an aneurysm. So yeah, I'm just gonna straight stitch it across. Okay, so this is not the string or anything I'm gonna use to lace it up, but I just needed to see it laced up to make sure that I was doing the right thing in life. But yeah, I think it's really cute. I do wish that this had stuck out a little further, but I still think it's a cute little touch, if you will. I'm feeling like the skirt is still a little bit plain, but I think I'm gonna leave it for now and move on. Well, actually, I'm not doing it anymore tonight. I think I'm gonna leave it for tonight. And then take a look at it tomorrow. But I think I could do something if I got a really thin string like I have on the top piece and kind of do like a crisscrossy thing, and maybe that will add enough for kind of what I'm thinking. Top. So I have this little cord, and this wasn't necessarily going to be what I used for this either, but it's super stretchy and super thin, but it's like durable. So I think it could be a cool like little crisscrossy thing on the skirt. So but yeah, for now, for tonight, I'm going to be done. I'm going to put E6000 glue on the ends of the eyelet trim because see how it frays like that? So I'm going to put E6000 on all of the ends there, and then I'm just going to leave it overnight and we'll be back. Alright, hi guys, it's the next day. So I have the top on. I took this lace out of the front because it was going to be kind of just a temporary thing anyway. Sorry, because I wasn't sure what I wanted to use for that. But here's the top. It's like so cute. And then here is the back, all laced up. And then I'll show you how I did these ties. I'll just undo this one. So, to make it easier, because in order to get this off, I have to like completely open the laces, of course. So I'm taking the end string, and then I'm tying basically a slip knot. So you're gonna wrap the end around and then tie that into a knot around it, and that gives you kind of like a lasso. This cord is really nice for this because it's kind of like a slippery cord. So then what you can do is pull it tight, and then the knot will hold it there. And then you do have this, but I don't know, you can probably tuck it in or something cuter. So that's what I'm doing on both sides. So then those, once you pull them, those knots will just hold. So yeah, you could just like tuck these in or something. I don't know, we'll figure something out later. And then when you need to take it off, you just grab the little knot and pull it. And like I said, this works great with a slippery cord. But yeah, and then you just pull it, and then you would just open up the back and just kind of unlace it. And that way, these won't slip through the eyelet, so you don't have to fully lace it every time. And you can just pull these and make it tight so you can put it on yourself so you don't need help. So now, also I just have a little ribbon up here, but I think I probably will replace it with a cord. This is the last of like the slippery cord that I had around here, so I'm out of that. But I do have like a regular kind of like yarn cord. So I was thinking of using this in the lace up part up here, but I don't know what it would look like. I'm also deciding, I think I want the knot for this down here. So I'm gonna lace it up with this and we'll see what it looks like. I'm wearing this, I'm not naked. So I'm been deciding what to do with the upper strap because I want it to be really like, you know, secure, but also like easy to adjust and take off. So I think what I'm gonna use, I dig around and I have one of these. I don't know what they're called, but they're these little things so you can use to adjust. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put one end in here, I think, right? Yeah. So let's see. You put one end in, and then actually I'm gonna put both ends in. Yes, yes. The string's fray like crazy. Okay, so I have both ends in like this. It kind of works like a bolo tie now. And so this is gonna go in the back of my neck, like that, kind of. Make these strings even. It's nice because it'll never slide through. So, put it like that in the back of my neck. And then up here, I'm gonna attach these. And I'm gonna attach one side first at the very end of the string. This is just a lot easier to do when it's on you. And then I'm gonna hold this here because basically I wanna have enough slack that I can take it off, but I don't wanna have like so much slack that it is annoying. So, I hope this makes sense. So now I have a little bit of slack. So I'm gonna take that and see if that, and that'll fit over my head just fine. So now I know I can tie this string right here. My finger there. These off, and I'll set them with some glue tonight just to make sure they never come undone. And now, when you put it on, just grab this and adjust it to your liking. Super cute. Okay, now I am going to try on the skirt, and I have a bunch of this, what I said, like the softer cord here. So I'm going to try to use that for the sides of the skirt, but we're going to try it on and see what works. Okay guys, so here is the skirt. It looks super cute. I do think it needs a couple more things, but I don't know what exactly yet. I also wish I would have made the fabric part a little bit smaller so that this could open up a little bit more. So I might do that. But I'm gonna just try and see what it looks like with this first, just to add a little more detail. So I have this like real stretchy little cord, and so I'm gonna try to do like a crisscrossy thing. Okay, so I didn't love that, so I'm gonna think of something else. But for now, this was a little bit droopy in the front since it's so heavy. So what I'm gonna do is add just some elastic there for a little support. I have this real thick black elastic. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just get these ruffles out of the way. I'm gonna take the elastic and I'm just gonna put a band right on the top here. The band did add some support, but I think overall it is just a little too big, and I want the lace-ups to kind of be a little more open. So, oh my god, I don't know why I'm out of breath. So I'm going to just take it in the back, and I'm just gonna sew it straight because this fabric's so stretchy. I don't think it'll be too much of an ish, but I'm pretty much gonna sew a triangle. I have it mapped out in pins here, so this is what I'm gonna sew on. So I'm taking all of this in, and then I still need room for my booty. So yeah, I'm just gonna sew it like that, and then we'll take a look. Okay, this is 100 times better. Much, much, much better. So happy. I'm very glad I did that. Makes it fit so much better. Okay, now I'm not really loving the cord on here, so I don't know. I was kind of thinking maybe the skinny cord might be cute because it'll be more open. So I don't know. I'm just experimenting at this point, so I'm gonna try it out. Okay, yep, official. I love the skinny cord. Love that. So gonna do the other side. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. This was a like little shawl thing, and that's what I used the fabric of, and it has sleeves already made. So I was thinking I would love to make some of those like lace up little sleeves. So actually I think I'm gonna start with that because I feel like I have more of a solid idea. But it's freaking so cute. Oh my god, you guys. I snap. Hi guys. Okay, so I have cut both the sleeves off of that jacket there, and I'm gonna use them backwards. So like this is where the wrist cuff would be, but I'm gonna use them like this because I want them to be flared out, and so it just makes sense with the shape they already kind of are. So for a slight idea, that's kind of what we're going for. But I want to do these lace ups kind of like probably like to here-ish, to like my elbow-ish or so. So I need to make this a lot smaller so that you can see the lace up detail. So what's easiest to do is to cut it on the seam. So I'm just going to pretty much cut the seam out, and then we're going to sew these bad boys in. I want to have the lace-ups on the outside of my arm like this. It's kind of tricky, but I just need to mark where things will be. So, pretty much until the fabric can meet up on my arm, which is about here. So, now, turning it inside out, and then folding it right down the middle. And then that's where the clip is. So I'm gonna go ahead and now sew this here, and then we'll do the eyelets on top. All right, so I went ahead and attached the eyelets to one sleeve so that I made sure I knew what I was doing before I show you guys. So this is kind of where we're looking. I'm not gonna lace it up yet because that is unnecessary. So this is kind of what we're looking at, but I think it's gonna be cute once it's laced. So basically, there you go. So I sewed up this bit until it like fit my arm, as I showed you kind of where I clipped it. And then I took one long piece of eyelet and sewed it down, and then up 2 buttons I sewed on the other side. I hope this makes any sense. And then I sewed it, yeah, so basically this, these two won't actually be laced. They're just like a filler so that I don't have that weird like kind of cross over thing. I'm so bad at explaining this. I hope it makes sense, but basically yes. So I sewed both sides to one of those, and then I sewed the matching buttons on the side, matching eyelets. So it kind of looks like that. Okay, hopefully this will give you a better visual. So I sewed the long piece of 6 eyelets to one part of the sleeve, and now I'm going to turn it inside out. And now I'm going to take the other side of the sleeve and match it up with these eyelets, or the trim anyway. And I'm going to sew these together just up to over the second eyelet. Okay, so now that that is attached like this, so it's kind of like a Y, I guess. Now I'm going to turn it back, right side out. And then I'm going to take 4 of my eyelets, and that's what I'm going to sew to the other side here. Okay, so I've got them laced up, and they look super cute. Hold on. I haven't got the strings yet because I wasn't sure exactly how long I needed them to be. Okay, so this freaking thing just ripped off, so I'm gonna see if I can just glue it in because that is way too much work for that. Anyway, I'm gonna sit here and brainstorm about what else I could do with the star fabric because I just don't know. Guys, I've done it. I thought of the perfect idea. I'm gonna cut out. Let me rephrase. I've thought of the perfect idea and the probably most painstaking idea that I could have thought of. So of course, I'll put myself through it, sure. I'm gonna cut out the stars and the moons like this, okay? Because that's freaking cute. I mean, I'm gonna put them like all over, but this is just as far as I got, just to kind of see how it looks. So what I'm gonna do, because it is 1 a.m., what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue one of them, and then tomorrow I'm gonna see what that is like, because I'm worried it's gonna make the fabric too stiff. I'm gonna see if that works, and if it doesn't work, then I'm gonna just sew these bad boys all over. So I'm gonna sew them on. I don't think it'll be too tricky. It's just gonna be a little tedious. I cut out a whole bunch of these little bad boys, and I'm just gonna do them kind of like randomly. I don't know. I don't really have a plan, if I'm honest. But I'm gonna start with the front of the skirt because I think that's most important, and then we'll go from there. Sewing on the appliques went really good, and I think it looks so cute. So the front and the back, I just did a few on the back for a little something. So now I'm gonna try everything on, and then, yeah. Okay, so one thing I did add, so on the little slip knots that we made on the side, I actually added a little bead in the loop that we make so that this will never slip through like the knot, you know what I mean? And so I'll show you again how these work. So you take the knot, the bead is just there to hold to make sure it doesn't slide through ever. So you hold the knot, and then you're just gonna pull the excess nice and tight where you want it, like that. And then same thing on this side. Like that. And then mine, I think, are actually long enough that I'm just gonna do a little, not like a whole knot, but just a little, oh, maybe just a little tie or something, just to put them somewhere, you know. There, it's better than them flopping around. And then I have the sleeves here, and I am going to add a little glue. So like on this part here, the shorter eyelet trim likes to stick out like that. So what I'm gonna do later, I'm just gonna glue it so that it stays in right like that, and then it will be perfect. And then at the end I also added some little beads, and then I think once I have this on, I'll just be able to tie them, and then I'll probably just be able to leave them tied because it's like a stretchy cord, so I don't think I'll need to really adjust them ever. I think that's pretty much it, and it fits and looks so cute, you guys. I'm so freaking excited. This would be perfect to wear to the renfest, so I think I might just do that because renfest is also in fall, and so it won't be too hot because this velvet is hot. The only other thing is I still have this little moon, but I think maybe it's too much, so I think I might just maybe make like a little choker or something. So I didn't forget about this, but I will come back to it because I'm not quite sure yet. But oh my god, it is so cute. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm gonna make Nicholas film me like a little fairy somewhere cute. So cue the little fairy montage. guys, that is all I have. So if you have ideas for what this little series should be called, where I just kind of dig through my leftover craft things and fabric and whatnot and just get inspired and make something, let me know, because I don't know what the hell to call it. They are not gonna all be this in-depth. This one just happened to become that in-depth. So they're not all gonna be this crazy and wild and intricate, but this one was. So I think it, you know what, we started off with a bang, so how could I be mad at that, you know? But yeah, I am super stoked with how this turned out. I cannot wait to wear it to the Renfest. So stay tuned, because I'm gonna try to do like a get ready with me and then like a little vlog at the Renfest too, because I want to do some cool hair and makeup things as always. But yeah, that's all I got for you. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me struggle through this, but honestly things went pretty well, so I can't complain too much. And let me know what you think down below, and let me know if you have any other ideas for what else I should make. Thanks again. I love you lots. Bye.